Don't look under the internet.
I am the law.
I am law. I am Burger Town. Speaking of burgers, when Lori and I, Lori and I, when we were in Salem, we went to this place called Bit Bar, and they had burger. What burger time?
They had burger.
They had Burger Time,
Burger
and
Time.
that's like one of my favorite arcade games. It's so
fuck,
it's
yeah.
so fun to play.
The one where you like go up and down the ladders.
Yeah,
as
and
the
you have to
mouse.
shoot pepper at wieners,
Yeah.
otherwise they eat you or something.
Yeah.
That's my favorite shit, shooting peppers at
I
wieners.
forgot about that fucking game.
Yeah, it's a good ass time. All in all, very awesome. And I have some stories from my honeymoon that I will be bringing
Sharing as
today.
well.
Sharing as well. Yes.
Yeah, welcome back, Mike.
Hi. Yes, it is me.
Also-
no, I'm not Mike.
Oh,
You.
well, hold on. We'll get into who you are in just a second, but welcome everybody to to Don't Look Under the Internet
2.0.
listener episode
2.0.
2.0 because 1.0
The re-listening.
well, Steve Jobs just took it from the grave. Like, he came back from the grave to take the fucking episode away from us.
Listener episode
was too
2.
good.
Electric Listen-Loo.
Listen-a-loo.
Listen-a-loo.
But yeah, welcome everybody. In the studio, we have Doug.
All right.
Okay.
You caught a mid-yawn. Or
He's trying to sneeze.
a sneeze. There it is.
That's Doug.
Ew.
Oh,
Bless
hey
you.
there.
Bless you, my sweet potato.
We have Mike.
I'm not Mike.
Okay, we have somebody else.
I'm Richard
We have
Nixon.
Betty Davis.
Bring me Agnew. I need to see Agnew.
And I'm Jason.
I need to kiss him on his lips.
Today we have a very special episode for all of you. We've tried to do this once and the universe said no. So here is attempt number 2 at our listener episode.
And I am here for it this time, unlike
Thank-
last time. So actually, it's worked out pretty well for me, not gonna lie.
no, yeah.
I get to hear some creepy stories that I wasn't able to hear before.
Honestly, what the fuck were we thinking trying to do this without Mike? That's honestly the reason. That's probably the reason why we couldn't get it to fucking
I'm
export.
cursed. Well, I am kind of cursed now, I think, so that might have been my problem.
I think he cursed us prior to leaving, and that's why we couldn't record, because he wanted that to happen.
But,
That sounds about right.
yeah, but I mean, another nice thing is we get to shout out our patrons again and add on a couple more.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's pretty fucking fun.
Almost double the list.
Yeah, so
Oh,
we
this
have
is
quite a
fun.
few, and as penance for us, and I wouldn't say penance, but a little blessing for you guys, we're gonna spend a little, not extra time, but every single one of you is gonna get a nice little thing for me. So, that is not how you spell my mother's name, but
I don't care.
you know what? And I hate. We're going back to my mom later.
Well, we can let you thank your own mother this
Thank
time.
you.
This is better.
Stop, Junji
Ito?
Junines.
Anyway, so let's go down the list, boys. Who do we got?
First up, we have.
Good job.
Yes, that.
Well,
Yes.
the first one's your mother, though.
All right, fine.
Do you want to do it, or I can do it, or do you want Doug to do it?
No, thank you, Mother. That's very kind of you to give us $5. And it's funny because I just listened to an episode. I think it was Local 58, where you're like, "Oh man, our parents don't support us."
So as soon as I saw her patronage, that's the exact moment that I thought of. I was like, I hope it wasn't a dick, because that was total sarcasm.
I messaged my mother on the thing, and I'm like, "Hey, thank you, Mother. Super swell." And then she texts me like, "I didn't see anything." She's like, "Oh, I'm giving you $5 a month. It's only $5, so whatever." I'm like, "Yeah, I messaged you. I know. Thank you very much."
Yeah, we saw.
And Doug, you're not allowed to comment on my mother.
Love you, Janine.
No, piss off. We also have. I'm sorry. Go down the list, boys.
So we also have a good buddy, two good buddies of mine that are giving to the patronage, which we're super happy about. The first one being a work friend of mine named Justin.
Justin Dexter.
Thank you, sir.
Your last name on there is a killer.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great. Great last name. Solid last
And
name.
also the name of my old Great Dane. He's a good boy. And Justin, I'm sure you're just as good a boy, if not more.
He is a great
He's
boy.
the goodest boy.
We'll give you so many pets.
Goodest boy.
I'll give you a biscuit. I'll pet you. I'll rub your tummy just
This
like a dog.
is going into
Thank you, Justin.
area that we don't want to.
And then the other one is someone that you guys have actually heard on an episode of ours, my roommate Ryan. And
Hi,
good buddy.
Ryan.
Thank you, sir. We love you, and
You're such a good boy. He was on our Cthulhu Corner,
the
episode,
first
so go
Cthulhu.
listen
Right.
and hear his beautiful voice. Because, boy, is he like unintentionally funny in that? Because the entire time you guys are like, "This takes place in a dream," and he's like, "Now hold on."
No, wait, is that real?
Yeah, that's so. What's real? And you're like, "Nothing. It's all a dream." He's like, "But what about the monkeys in the trees?" And you're like, "It's all a dream."
Dream.
What about the airplanes? It's all a dream.
I think at one point I was like, okay, if it's a thing, like if it's a thing in existence,
It's not real.
not real. And he was like,
Hold on.
okay, but what about?
yeah, he
Right.
actually asked me personally if we could just negate him from that whole episode.
Fuck no.
And
Ryan, we love you too much to do that.
We
Yeah.
do.
We also have one of the cooler names I think I've heard. Zane Graves. Is that like?
Graves as a last name is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You sound
Very
like
jealous.
Yeah.
you sound like a magician that goes on after what the mind freak? What's his name?
Oh, Chris
Chris
Angel.
Chris Angel. Yeah.
Mind freak.
I am Zane Graves, and I'm gonna levitate in front of you, and it's like, wow. So thank you, also Zane.
Thank you
Jason,
so
would you
much.
like to shout one out?
I would love to. Actually, I'm happy that we're the only silver lining to us fucking up the last episode was Ashley. Thank you so much for upgrading your.
Yeah, I just saw that today.
Yeah,
thank you
upgrading
so
your
much. It's
patronage.
very sweet of you.
Yes, you
She-
may not have been 20, but you're 20 in our hearts.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Whatever that
she,
means.
She was very sweet. She came in as a $2 and bumped up to $5, and
I think it
You're
might be
very-
because of the bonus content.
maybe you're a very thoughtful person, and I appreciate that, Ashley.
Yeah. You
at-
are fantastic. So thank you so much for giving us your patronage. We don't deserve it, but we have
Boy,
it.
do we have it now. And then who's our final patron?
Our final patron.
It's Connor.
It's Connor Remlinger, which is kind of also kind of a cool. Sounds like a
Well,
gun.
Well, the first name
Let me
is
pull
like
up
with
my
a K.
50 Remlinger. What?
The first name is spelled with a K, which I don't think I've ever seen.
Oh, I've seen it a couple times. I think
Yeah, I
that's.
went to a high school with a dude named Connor
I
with
think
a K.
Superman's son, Connor Clark, is spelled with a K as well.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah,
So,
because
thank
it's
you-
supposed to be a play on Kal-El, which is with a K. I think. Don't quote me on that.
Girl! Car!
That's all of them, though. I think.
Thank you,
right? But
Superman's
thank you.
son.
Yeah, thank you. But
If we missed you, yell at us, I guess.
thank you,
Please
Justin.
do.
Thank you, Zane. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Connor. And hi, Mom.
Thank you, Mom.
I'm on the
Thank you,
show.
Janine.
You all are really awesome, and everyone that gives is really awesome. We hit our 20 patron goal. What, week and a half, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah,
Dude,
I
I
mean,
don't
we're,
even know anymore.
we're actually well over.
Yeah, we're
well,
at
not
25
well over, but
now.
we're
Yeah,
we-
and that was three weeks ago. We hit that, and that was incredible. And we got nothing to do but go up, and it's all thanks to you guys. Thank you very much.
Yep.
with listeners like you.
You keep this show going. You keep us going and being drunk.
Yeah, honestly.
You keep my liver being upset.
Yeah. But thank you so much. If anyone else listening wants to, chuck in $2 a month, it's patreon.com/DL.U.T.I. So thank you very
$2.
much.
Yeah, the $2 tier. Thank you so much for that. I will say though, the $5 tier is kind of where it's at right now, just because every episode we release, you're going to be getting another episode on top of that. So if you want to double the content
Yep,
you get
$2
from us,
$2 tier gets you a shout out. $5 gets you all the bonus content on there.
plus a sticker.
Plus a
Basically,
sticker.
you get to hear us get wasted and then talk and not remember most of the things we talk about.
Yeah, it's pretty
So,
great.
Yeah, it's a new experience every time I edit those episodes because I'm like, what the fuck?
It's like I'm talking to a completely different person.
I usually wait like a week or two to listen to the bonus, so I have like a couple to listen to, and I'm like, holy shit, I am. Woo! I did not need to say those things.
Also, a little bit more of D.L.U.T.I housekeeping. I just want to give an update real quick. Good dear friend of the show here, Nicole, because she's helped us out with so much stuff, sent us pictures of her stuff.
Fucking much. Hell yeah.
And everything turned out good. We do want to give an update though that if you do have printing issues, we have been talking to Teespring. It does seem like you guys unfortunately will have to do most of the contacting with them.
Yeah, so
but still,
basically what they said to me, because I was the one in contact with them, I was like, hey, I had one order mess up. I'd like to get this corrected. I'd like to get, new whatevers they were out to the people. Per Teespring privacy policy, we cannot do that because we cannot know your order numbers. We cannot know your this and that. We can't know your address, etc. Yeah. They will not let us help you, which is unfortunate, but also they seemed like they're very willing to work with you guys if things are messed up.
You were talking to like I was watching the emails, and it's like, oh, Jennifer upped this up to her boss, and it got directed over here to help out. Can you guys do something to help these people? And they seem like they're very proactive about it. But I still will say, if for whatever reason you get something that is messed up or it's not what you expected, please still let us know because we're obviously. This is our first merch shop, and if this kind of thing keeps happening, we're going to think of going to a different shop. So please, if you still have issues, keep sending us the pictures, keep letting us know if there's any issues, because we want to make sure it gets fixed.
And it does seem like this was like a one-time printing error, because somebody else bought the same thing after I took it off the shop.
Nicole, that's why.
Then yes, that's everything's good on that end. So
please keep us in the loop with everything. If something again is not to your quality, please let us know, because we will do everything in our power. I know it's probably not much, but we still will do everything in our power to make it right.
Absolutely.
Even if that means, like, if Teespring gives you, a hard time with, like, a refund or something, and it's obviously you deserve one, we will still help reimburse you somehow.
Yeah, we'll fax you our holes.
Yeah.
Yes, we will fax you our holes.
Yeah, so that's, I think, the last bit of D.L.U.T.I business.
I think so.
D.L.U.T.I housework. What is it called?
Housekeeping.
Thank you.
Business adjourned.
Business adjourned. Can you cue in the Law and Order gung for me right here?
I will try to do that without without getting fines out the ass.
They don't own a gung, okay?
Just, up in an octave.
Yeah,
there you go.
I'll punch Ice-T in his stupid face if he thinks he can get away with suing me for a gung. Well, executive producer Dick Wolf, I'm fucking coming after you.
More like Dick Head.
Yeah, got him. Anyway, listener episode. It's here.
Commence.
It's here. It's ready. Let's fucking do this. I do have a couple stories I'm also going to say. Because you know what? I listen to our show. I'm a listener, damn it.
You are a listener.
So,
well, let's dump into our listeners.
Hooray!
You're welcome, everybody.
All right, here we go.
Man, you are just killing it coming back into the saddle.
Jeezy Pete's. I'm here for quality. We got friend of the show, Bob on with us. Hi, Bob.
Hello.
You got a spooky, scary story or two for us, eh?
I like to think so.
Well, me too.
Wow, riveting.
God,
riveting work.
This is such good audio. Such good audio.
Yes. Anyway, so go ahead. Whenever you're ready, Barb, give us your really wicked, spooky stories.
So before you start, do you want to give us kind of like so you said you have 2 stories for us, right?
I have 2, yes.
Okay, where do each of them take place?
One of them takes place in a graveyard.
Ooh.
And the other one takes place alone in a car.
All right.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Well, I mean, what scarier place is there to be than alone in your car?
Truth.
Creed comes on the radio and you're crying, and then there's a spooky specter out the window, and it's a harsh time.
All right. Well, Barb, whenever you are ready, feel free to share your terrifying story with us.
All right. First, I just want to say thanks so much for having me on, guys. This is really exciting.
Absolutely.
Well, we're very happy to have you on, Barbara.
Honestly, we've been looking for an excuse to have you on, and this seemed the perfect way to do that. So,
yeah, we could use more like knowledgeable, smart librarian people
who
on our
aren't
show.
idiots.
Yeah, yes. It's like when you've gone a whole week eating nothing but fast food, and then you finally eat a salad, and you're like, oh my god, this is so refreshing.
Damn, that's such
Barb,
a
you are a salad.
Wow, what an analogy.
All right, Barb, well, you have the floor. Please feel free, share us your story, and make it sound real creepy for us.
All right. Okay, story number 1. This takes place about 9 to 10 years ago, and at that point, I had this group of friends that shared a particular interest in spooky things, just like myself. And we used to actually go out and explore various types of graveyards all over the local area at 10, 11 at night, clearly when you're not supposed to, because that's the best time to do it. And so one day we went to this particular graveyard. I don't remember the name of it, but the first thing that I felt when I got there was it actually seemed pretty peaceful, which is highly unusual for a graveyard at that time at night. But you walk in and it seems okay, fine. So we're walking around, and naturally we all just kind of start to wander off in our own directions. And I ended up alone. And so as I'm walking around, it's pitch black. I am not near anybody anymore. I'm the only one with a flashlight around me. So it's the only light I have. And this graveyard was so old, it's not lit, and it doesn't have a driveway running through it. So the street lights come around. So I'm walking, and I make my way to the very edge of the graveyard. And this particular graveyard it was kind of like walled in by these 8-foot tall bushes. So it was a privacy thing, of course. And it was a nice, clean line. And so I start walking along the bushes, and on the ground are various gravestones. And so I'm just looking at them and just kind of thinking about them. And then I start to hear this humming. And it was crystal clear. A woman's voice humming what sounded like a lullaby. And I had no clue what that was about. Like I said, there wasn't really anybody else around me, except at this point there was one person, and it was a man. And he was about 10 feet away from me. So not close, but not far either. And the second the humming stopped, I looked up, and I looked directly at my friend, who was about that 10, 15 feet away or so. And he had the exact same reaction. And we looked at each other, and we just made eye contact, and we just stopped, and we were just looking at each other for a few seconds. And he asks me, "Did you hear that?" And that's when I started to get really freaked out. I'm getting shivers down my spine, freaking out. I'm on the edge of this cemetery. There's only one person in a relatively close proximity to me. And then all of a sudden there's this humming, and there's no one else around. There's no woman. We're right next to the bushes, the privacy bush. We kind of peeked back there to see if there was anybody there, maybe in the backyard of the lot next to us. There was no one. And it was crystal clear. It was beautiful, this beautiful humming lullaby. And I thought, I don't know what I thought. I thought at first it might have just been in my head where I was with the environment. Okay, but then looking up and seeing my friend Christian, we make eye contact with each other, and then we both hear the exact same thing. I asked him, "Was it humming?" And he goes, "Yes, it was a woman humming a lullaby." And then we booked it out of there, because that was a little too scary for us. Too real. That was probably the most real experience I've had with something like that before. And I know it might not sound like super detailed or spooky, but let me tell you, when there is a crystal clear song by being hummed by somebody close to you, and somebody else hears the exact same thing, and no one else is around, well, that's enough to make you not sleep that night.
Wow.
God damn it, Mike.
You piece of shit.
Yeah, god damn, Barb. That sounds
Yeah, it's spooky.
fucking terrifying.
Do you remember what the lullaby was? Like,
Ooh, yeah.
how the
my
tempo
God.
was and everything?
I'm sorry to put you through this, but like,
Sing us a song.
if you could sing us a song, that'd be great.
Oh God. I guess I don't remember, but if I could try, it would be something probably like.
Damn.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Are you sure it wasn't like?
It was not.
It was not corn.
It was not Twist by Corn. No, not a sponsor.
That was
You
later.
could though, if you wanted.
That was later.
God. So how long ago did this happen?
It was probably a good decade ago.
Oh wow.
Okay, and this is
Yeah,
just
I
kind
was in community college at the time.
okay. This is kind of one of those things that just sticks out and remains in your memory till till
How
you die.
many graveyards have you been to since?
Oh God.
Oh, so
I don't know how to
you've
answer
gone
that
back.
question. Many.
100.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna go to some in Salem, I'm sure, huh?
Oh, we're gonna spend a lot of time in graveyards in Salem.
Oh,
Heck
yeah.
yeah.
So, in case anyone listening is wondering, Barb is she's very heavily into like the spooky and the weird and a
Barb's
lot of
a witch.
witchcraft
We can
stuff.
say
Yes,
it. She's a witch.
Barb, would you self-identify as a witch?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. She loves the spooky stuff. She's going to Salem again, and I'm sure she's going to come back with more spooky stories for us. So
Mhm.
I'm very excited about that. But you do have one more story for us, don't you?
I do.
Okay, are you ready to tell that on air to all the beautiful people? The beautiful people.
The beautiful people.
Wow, good segue.
We try. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Story number 2. Now, dare I say, this one is a bit more scary. At least it absolutely was for me. So, again, it was another period of time when I went out with this group of friends to another graveyard. And so, imagine all of us in a car. There were 5 of us, and there was another car behind us with more people. And we all pull up to this cul-de-sac. And we parked our cars there. And I, at the time, was not feeling good. My stomach was bothering me. So I told everybody to go on ahead without me, and I would stay behind and join them when I started feeling a little better. I think I was just a little car sick. And so they all agreed. And where we were parked, again, was a cul-de-sac, but it was in an area where there weren't any, like, full houses around. Like, it was where you'd have a neighborhood that was next to a forest preserve, and where we parked was kind of next to that forest. So you had to walk through a little bit of woods to reach this graveyard. So I'm sitting in the car, and I'm alone, and I'm not feeling super good, and everybody's gone, and I'm listening to them walk away. And it was the first eerie thing that happens, of course, in this setting, is listening to the voices of your friends fade. So I'm sitting there listening to the adventure, and all of my friends start to fade off into the distance. And it gets quieter and quieter and quieter until there's just silence. Just me alone in this car with no sound and just hardly any feeling except for the cold that was starting to seep into the car. And so, of course, the temperature starts dropping, and it's so quiet out, and I start to just kind of feel weird. I felt this feeling as if I was being watched. And of course, I'm a 20-something woman alone in a car in this neighborhood that I don't know and I'm not familiar with, and all my friends are gone. And so I'm naturally on edge, and I start to get really defensive, and I look around at my surroundings. I'm looking out all the car windows everywhere around me. There's nobody around. No cars, no movement, no one walking out on the streets, just the wind howling through the trees. And so I start to try to calm myself down, thinking maybe I'm just anxious. Maybe I'm just freaking out because I'm alone in a car next to a graveyard that I don't know. And I'm starting to kind of calm down, but I just can't shake this awkward, scary feeling that something's off. And then I started to hear this sound. I'm getting chills just thinking about it right now. I heard this sound, and it was akin to the sound of a key or a fingernail scraping alongside the car. And I started to get really scared, and it was happening to this car, and I could hear it. I heard it start from the edge of the car, from the back, all the way going up to the front. And I'm just paralyzed, sitting where I am. I'm scared. And then I heard this just a knock on the car, and it shook a little bit, and I started freaking out. I stayed in the car. I made sure all the doors were locked. I got my phone out. I was thinking about calling 911 because I thought somebody was around, but I'm looking out the car windows, and there is no one. There is still no one around. I didn't see anybody running off. The area was wide enough with space that I could see very clearly if there was anybody else around, if somebody was trying to run away. So then I'm thinking they're under the car, right? And so then I get my phone out and I call my friends, and I'm like shaking and I'm crying and I'm screaming and I'm telling them, like, you guys need to come back. You need to come back. You need to come back right now. And they're trying to figure out what's going on. You know, they don't know what's happening. Their friend's just calling them. They know she's alone. So they weren't that far, and they were all running back, and they all came back at the same time. And that's when I got out of the car. And in the meantime, of course, as I'm waiting for them, I still see nobody. There's nobody around. My friends come. As I said, I got out of the car. I told them what was going on. I'm talking primarily to one person, and the others are starting to kind of scan the surroundings, see if they can see anything. And that was when one of them stopped and was like, oh my God. And I turn around and I look at them and I go ramrod straight. And I ask, what? And we both go over to the end of the car, and they show me a handprint. There was a handprint on the back of the car in the window. And the only reason we could see it was because, again, I was sitting there alone in the car, and it wasn't on. It was a little cold out. My breathing fogged up the windows. And again, some of you will say, it was your hand. It was not. I did not touch the back of that window. But there was a handprint clear as day, and there was nobody around that could possibly own up to it.
Wowie zowie, that was
fucking
crazy.
Christ,
God
Mike.
damn it, Mike. Every fucking time.
That was
in
You
case,
set us up for failure.
in case anyone's wondering about the confusion at the end of stories, Mike has been saying, like, oh yeah, you go ahead, you talk first. You talk first. You go ahead. And then as soon as I hit record, he's just like, bah! So sorry, Barb, to take away from some of that creepiness, but holy fucking shit, that was
Yeah,
good.
Barb, I have two questions about this story. One,
Lay them on me.
was it just the fingerprint you found, or did you find like scratch marks and stuff too? Because didn't you say that it sounded like scratching?
It did, and we didn't see anything, so that's why I was thinking that it was probably a fingernail and not a key, because there was nothing like keyed into the car. It was just the fingerprint we found, or the handprint that we found.
Would you say that you found man door, hand hook, car
God
door?
damn it.
Oh my God.
You don't have to answer that.
That took it to a whole new level, didn't it?
That was fucking terrifying, though,
Yeah, that
Barb.
was
Like,
very, very
you're a
fucking
goddamn
good.
savant when it comes to storytelling. I guess when you read thousands of books, you learn
Yeah.
how to tell a tale.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And
Is that
Barb
called
would be-
book talk?
Yeah,
For the simple man.
For the simple-minded.
page speak.
She done book talked.
Holy fuck. Well, Jesus Christ, Barb, thank you so much. You wouldn't happen to have a drink nearby, would you?
I do, in fact.
Hey,
Perfect. So one thing that we do enjoy doing with anybody who calls in is doing a kind of like a send-off toast. We are pouring shots as we speak.
Not for me. I'm driving later.
Yeah, Mike's driving. He has responsibility, but Doug and I are absolutely indulging. So if you could go ahead and grab your drink for
We're
me.
irresponsible.
I am happily ready to toast with you guys with me and my red wine.
Woohoo!
Wine Barb is here. Great.
Wine Barb!
Is that crazy reverb?
That was, yeah.
All right, Wine Barb. When you hear the clink, take your drink. That's
Also-
usually how it goes.
Barb, do you have a toast that you would like to give?
Just the one that we are all familiar with.
The one that we're all
That's-
familiar
that's
with.
fair.
Well, we'll let you do the
want,
toast.
Do you want to go ahead and do it then?
Sure.
All right. Are you ready?
Here we go. Here's to me.
Nope.
And nope.
Just the one we're all
Here's
familiar
to
with.
me.
Fuck you,
If we
me.
ever disagree, then fuck you. And here's to me.
There it is.
I hate you so much, Mike. I fucking hate you so much. Well,
Fucking juked.
thank you so much, Barb. The last thing that we would like from you is one piece of advice that you would like to give to all of our listeners. Anything. Anything you want.
Stay spooky.
Ooh.
Ooh. I like that.
Yeah.
Every-
This is like post Halloween when this is going to come up too. So thanks for giving their Thanksgiving month a bit of a spooky scare.
well, you should stay spooky
Oh,
all...
Halloween is all year long.
Hell
You're not
yeah.
wrong.
Yes,
Truth.
it is.
Preach.
Hell yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Barb. Once again.
Barbara.
We will.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It was fun.
I love doing this, and we will most certainly be having you back because you are way better at telling stories than any of the three of us combined. So
Oh yes.
please,
I will happily oblige.
absolutely awesome. Well, everyone say thank you, Barb. Mike, get that button handy.
Oh, for the audience?
Are they still alive?
I don't even. Well,
I
last
mean,
time I checked, they're like geese
They're
people.
well, they were geese. Did we let them go? Either way, just forget about it.
I'm gonna push the button and we're gonna
We'll
see what noises they make.
Yeah.
Barb, whatever noise they're making is for
that's
you.
a new
so-
one.
Oh,
That
it's
is
like
a new one.
it's like cats in a bag fighting. Simmer down.
All right.
All right, that shut him up.
You ever heard of camel queef? Cool, because I haven't, and I don't plan on ever hearing that ever in my life. But we have another special guest call-in that I'd love to have everyone's ear holes open up to. It's my lovely girlfriend, Lissa. Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
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 Hi, Lissa. How are
Hello.
you?
Hello.
I'm good.
Good.
Hello.
I hear you have a very creepy story for us.
Tell me spooks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put the spooks right in my ass.
Shove it up my spook hole.
Oh, no. Oh, my
sorry,
God.
I'm sorry that this is the intro you're getting.
Shove it
Lissa.
up my spook hole.
We want you to... no, I'm just
No,
going to let
don't
you...
Shit in the spook hole.
Okay, so Lissa. I don't know how to segue out of this because we've gone so far down a fucking rabbit hole here. You have a terrifying story, a personal experience for us, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. When and where does this take place?
All right. So this takes place probably almost like 10 years ago at a Dollar General.
Oh
Ooh,
shit.
That is pretty scary.
Spooky
forget-
Dollar General.
Is the story that you found something over $1?
Yeah, it was terrible. It was $2.50.
Oh!
Mike's
Damn.
reeling.
Jesus Christ! Put a fucking rated R rating on this spooky story.
Okay, cool. Well, I guess without further ado, I can't wait to hear this story.
Yes, it's, I have heard this before, and it's fucking awesome.
I
It's great.
haven't. This is gonna be a good one, I'm sure. Dollar Generals are always good.
Yeah, I totally haven't heard this
They
either.
have these sponges there from Dawn, and you can only buy them at a Dollar General, and they're the best fucking sponges. They're so soft, but they got this like white like film thing over them that it's like a net on it, and it's the best fucking sponge.
Oh,
It's from Dawn, but you can only find it at Dollar Generals. I'm telling you, people.
Dollar General exclusive,
Yes.
people. Get your sponges there.
You know, get your Dollar General info here at D.L.U.T.I Pod. That's one of the topics we cover: is sponges and creepy internet bullshit. Like those are the two exclusive things.
They're actually prominently used in our OnlyFans.
Oh fuck! The image in my head cannot be erased. But let's not go into that now. Lissa, you said this happened at a Dollar General about a decade ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and fill everybody's ear holes with some terrifying goodness? Sound good?
Yep. All right. So, like I said, this happened probably like a decade ago when I was like 18, 19. I had just started at a Dollar General, and I was the person who would work late at night or early in the morning to do stocking. And I would say some of the first things I noticed was at night when the lights would turn off. Shortly after, you would start hearing the toys in the toy aisle, which are like motion censored, start going off. I didn't think much of it. I thought maybe it was just them shorting or anything like that. And then I also noticed when I would go into the back room, I would also get these really weird like pressure headaches. Again, I didn't think much of it. It was an old store. I don't know what I thought. I started taking it a little bit more seriously when I would almost see like shadows, like turning the corner. Like you see when like someone turns a corner, you can maybe see like their feet or their legs. I would see like shadows going around aisles. And then one of the biggest things would be, this was actually during the day when it was actually pretty busy. I was walking through an aisle, and it was a blanket off like one of the top shelves was actually like pushed towards me. Because you know when something falls, it falls kind of like straight down. Whereas this fell like, I mean, it was like pushed towards me. I'm like, whatever. I put it back on the shelf and I continued walking towards the back because I was going to ask my manager something. When I got back there, my two managers were actually standing in the doorway of the back room. And the door to that back room is very heavy. It scrapes. It was a big, heavy metal door. It was usually never closed just because it did scrape. They were standing there with this weird look on their face because they said the door had just slammed on its own pretty much in their faces. Again, like I said, I mean, it's this big, heavy door. It does not slam. It wasn't the wind, anything like that. So from there on out, I'm like, okay, there's definitely something going on here. And then probably, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks after that, the cops actually got called to the store in the middle of the night because it was registering on the cameras that there was a lot of activity in the office. So it set off an alarm. The cops showed up, called my manager and everything like that. So the next day I heard that the cops were called there. They showed up. There was absolutely no one there. So of course they checked the cameras. And there was actually, the cameras have like this little meter which registers like how busy the store is. So like on a really busy day in the store, it would be all the way up, whereas at night there would be pretty much nothing. The activity in the office in the middle of the night was as far up as it would be on a really busy day at the store. Again, this was the middle of the night. It was past midnight. Obviously, there was no one in there. So after that, we made like a point to kind of check the cameras more. And we had seen displays that would get pushed over in the middle of the night. Again, like I said, I mean, when something falls, it kind of just falls forward. But we were seeing displays that would be pretty much like flung like across the room and stuff like that. Like shampoo displays, we would come and they'd be like way far away from where they were originally put. But the absolute biggest thing, the final thing where I was like, yo, I don't want to do this anymore. It wasn't actually a night that I was working. But my coworker was closing up. She was mopping the aisles and stuff. There was no customers in the store. The store was closed. So she mopped one aisle, which had, like in spring, they start to put out like the fake flowers, like the burial wreaths like that to put on graves. She mopped that, and then she went to the next aisle. When she came back to that aisle with the burial wreaths and stuff like that, there was a burial wreath sitting directly straight up in the middle of the aisle. So of course she's like, that's really fucking weird. I mean, that shouldn't be there. There's no one in the store. The manager was in the office counting down the drawers and stuff like that. So the next day, I came in, they told me about it, and we decided to check the cameras. And what you saw is literally like the burial wreath was picked off. I mean, I don't think it was the top shelf, but it was, a higher shelf. It was literally picked up off that shelf and set directly into the middle of the aisle straight up. Like, you didn't see it fall. You almost saw it, like, float directly into the middle of that aisle. And, yeah, shortly after that, I quit because I'm like, I'm not doing this.
Jesus
Boy, howdy.
Christ.
That was so bad.
I knew that was happening.
I had a feeling. That's why I kind of was just like, Jesus. And anyways, so Mike, fuck you.
Yeah.
But Lissa, thank you so much. That story literally never
Never gets old.
Gets old.
That's fucking
literally.
terrifying. Do you know if you guys still have that video or like was it saved?
I don't know. I mean, it's been almost 10 years now. I
Not
sure
true.
hope someone saved it though.
I feel like that's a video we'd see on like some YouTube compilation of like
Paranormal
freaky-
caught on tape.
Yeah, something like that. But
Speaking of paranormal caught on tape,
Ben Kissel.
Ben Kissel's on that.
Yeah, I know.
oh yeah,
Me and Lissa were watching that over the weekend,
yeah.
actually.
That was
Who's
on
this
at
giant
work, like, a month
red-headed
ago.
Bigfoot man?
Yeah, that literally he came on the TV at work like a month ago for me. I was like, "Holy shit, is that Ben Kissel?"
That's what
And everyone in the
happened to
room
me,
was
too.
like, "Who the fuck is that?" And
That's what
I'm like,
happened to me. I was at AT&T and I had it on last year for like spooky stuff, and I just hear his voice. I'm like, what? I'm not playing the podcast. Where's that coming from? Like the TV, he's just talking in his big ass, and I'm just like, what?
well, fuck. So I don't think I've ever heard a story about a Dollar General being haunted.
And you said it was a wreath, right?
Yeah, you know, like a burial wreath, like those like flower things that they put on graves, like the fake one. That's what it was.
I didn't even know those were sold at Dollar Generals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't either.
They
This,
have like
Same.
a pile of them in the spring for some reason.
was there
Spring's
like a
prime death time, I guess.
was there a name on it?
No.
Did you ever look in to see if anyone died or anything on around that area?
Was your name on it?
Whoa.
No, I tried to look up stuff about the Dollar General, but I couldn't find anything. All I know is like the building's been there for forever, and it was like a grocery store before, and that's not any more creepy. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on there.
Honestly, I think the fact that it's not like it never used to be a creepy location and isn't a creepy location adds to like the creepiness, right? Like, because you think of like creepy shit happening in like old abandoned houses or graveyards, like never a Dollar General.
Yeah,
Like,
of all the spooky places, I'd never
Right.
Chuck E. Cheese and Dollar General are the two that are like off my list for the most part.
yeah.
Yo, haunted Chuck E. Cheese, let's go.
Ooh, I don't want to think about that because it just reminds me of fucking either Five Nights at Freddy's or Willy's Wonderland.
Yes.
And
It's your birthday.
and we want you to have fun. But
Still
fuck,
haven't seen that movie.
Lissa, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your terrifying tale.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
And as I asked earlier, you have a drink in front of you, yeah?
I do. I
think
have some Tito's.
I think you
Ooh,
might.
ooh, the fucking royalty over here.
Nectar of
Some
the
Tito's.
gods. Well, I think you know what's coming next. Do you have a toast that you'd like to share with the people?
The beautiful people.
Badoodoo.
Yeah, I would say here's to not shopping at Dollar General.
Unless you want the good sponges.
Unless you
Then
need the good sponges.
Back to the
then
sponges.
you go to Dollar General. I'm telling you, fucking try it, man. They're so good.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. There's this fucking TikTok channel that all they do is they give you like the deals of the week at like I think it's Dollar General. It might be like one of the offshoot dollar places, but like literally they're like, yeah, if you buy this, that, this, and this, you'll literally like they owe you money.
Huh.
And it's just like this random TikTok channel. They're like, yeah, you get like 14 things of fucking detergent and they'll pay you. And I'm just like,
I'll take
I
that.
need 14 things of detergent for sure.
And money.
And
Both of those
I'll take that $1, thank you now.
Okay, well, you guys heard it. Don't ever shop
It's
at
these
haunted-
ones, these sponges.
God damn it.
They're so fucking good.
What is it,
They're-
like chainmail?
Mike's
They're
all
the
excited.
Dawn Sponge nylon mesh 2-pack, and they're so fucking good.
All right,
Are they
Lissa,
$1?
Lissa, I know that this seems like this whole section of this podcast might be about sponges and Mike's love for them, but we promise it's
I like
all
a
about
good
you.
sponge, man.
Yes, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story. I literally could listen to you tell it 100 times over.
Yes.
Well, that's very biased of you. all
No,
things
it's not.
considered.
Not biased at all.
Well, either way, you know what to do. When you hear the clink, you fucking drink. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Wow, that shot that we just took, so good, so great.
It was so good.
It was so good that Lissa had to leave.
Definitely not 10 minutes passed between taking that shot and now.
Nope.
Not at all.
And
No.
definitely didn't have a full-on conversation with Lissa, and then hung up, and then we got someone that's also super awesome and special on the show right
God, I
now.
love how meta this is.
We
right
got
now.
Tim on the show. Hi, Tim.
Gentlemen.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hi there, man.
Tim is one of my friends that I've known. Fuck, man, we've known each other for how long? I mean, it's been since Ah, God.
It's been over 10 years, dude.
Yeah, like
Over
since
I
a
don't believe
decade.
that.
since the theater.
Oh, right.
Mhm.
Right.
It's been a long ass fucking time. And Tim's got some wicked, scary stories that he wanted to tell everybody and give us all nightmares. So
Yeah, I'd love to have some nightmares tonight. So Tim, before we kind of go into this, whereabouts does your first story take place?
In my old bedroom of my family house,
Okay.
which is up on the second floor. It's like the second biggest bedroom.
Okay.
the lap of luxury.
I guess so. That's like, it's according to my calculations, the second most haunted room in the house, or the first or second. I'm not sure.
Depending
hard
on
to
the
say.
day.
Either way, the key word was haunted.
Very.
Haunted,
Yes.
potentially.
Well, shit. I mean, we don't really need a whole. We don't need a big intro for this.
What the fuck are you trying to say?
I don't know. I'm
Need
just
a
trying to say words.
whole
Trying to
pickle.
intro his story, Doug. Would you like to
Words.
help?
No.
Oh, okay.
So, for all of you listening, we are going to let Tim dump into your ears his spooky stories.
Put it in my spook hole, Tim.
Tim, are you ready to put your story in Mike's spook hole?
Are you ready for my stories to invade your ear vaginas?
That'd be great, actually.
We would all love that. So
I'm a consenting young woman.
Oh my god.
Jesus. Holy fuck.
Oh,
Well,
that's rough.
well, without further ado, welcome, Tim. Let's fucking hear all about your creepy, spooky stories, and we will be the judge of whether or not it is terrifying enough for our listeners. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Whenever you want, go ahead.
So I'm really bad with time and keeping things straight in my head in that sense, so I can't remember how long ago this was, but I was working third shift at a Sam's Club, hooray, and I had come home from the third shift and had gone up to bed. I was in bed for a very short amount of time when I woke up because I heard something rustling in my room, and it was my brother. We shared a room at the time. My brother coming in to the room to get changed and get ready for his workday at Panera or something. I can't remember. So at first I freaked out. I'm like, oh, it's Robbie. Go back to sleep. I'm asleep for what feels like minutes later, and maybe not even. And I feel something like behind me, like somebody is behind me. I'm laying on my left-hand side, and it feels like something's at the other side of the bed. And I immediately assume, oh, it's Robbie getting dressed or some shit, I don't know. So I try to go back to sleep. When I start to feel the presence approach me and get closer, and then it starts to like loom over me, and then I feel it reach out towards me, and it touches me, sort of. It doesn't feel like a physical touch, it feels like its aura touched my aura, which freaked me the fuck out, and I immediately jumped awake and looked around, and of course, the room's empty. Nobody's there.
Wowie zowie.
Is that your question?
Yes. First of all, wowie and zowie. Wow, that's fucking unsettling. Yeah, to say the least.
It was a bit upsetting.
You said it felt like it touched your aura.
That's kind of the best way I can describe it. Oh, I actually didn't finish this story now that I think about it. Can I put a
go ahead.
capper on the end of that story? I'm
Yes.
sorry, I totally
Yes, please
like this
show
part.
us where it touched you.
Yeah,
on the dolls.
absolutely. Please finish your story.
So I don't tell anybody this story because I just assume that like it was a nightmare or something, or I'm like losing my mind or whatever. Until many years later, when my brother has moved out and is going to college, and I'm visiting him at his college home in Wisconsin, and he's telling me about his he's living in an old ass house in the middle of Wisconsin. They get their fucking like 100-year-old houses. So there's ghosts. So he's telling me about his ghosts. And then as he's telling me, I tell him my story about, dude, something reached out and touched me. And as I was telling him this story, he starts getting really all upset and disheveled. And he says, dude, that used to happen to me all the time. Which completely scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, that would terrify me too. I mean,
Hold on.
that's
Give it 1 sec. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, that would.
Fucking hell.
I mean, like, well,
learn your mic etiquette.
No,
Give it
no.
1 second and then go.
yeah, that would scare me too.
Fuck it. I'm probably keeping all of that.
Good. Well, no, and that's one of those things that I think it just kind of like shows that it's not just you. If someone else had that same fucking experience, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. It was really incredibly interesting because I knew my brother believed to some extent, but I really didn't know if he had any experiences at all in the entirety of living at this house. We just didn't discuss it.
So
having that like affirmed was shocking.
So what makes you say it felt like it touched your aura? Like, why would you say that's the first thing that comes to mind?
Because I didn't feel anything touch my skin or my being. Like, nothing brushed against me, or I didn't feel anything move. Its energy melded or mingled with mine, and it was very intense and strange.
I feel like that's worse than being like physically touched by something. Like your energy itself is being grappled.
Yeah, it was incredibly weird. It's hard to describe, but like it definitely it felt like there was like some extra physical contact. It was incredibly strange.
Do you know what that reminds me of? Have any of you guys seen the movie Ghost?
No.
Stop.
With the clay wheel.
Wait.
Oh, that.
Come on.
What year is it?
I know, right? I dated myself for fucking sure. But fucking Jesus Christ. I am so happy with the conglomeration of stories that we've gotten tonight so far because my skin is goddamn crawling after hearing every one of them, and holy fucking shit, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
You have a couple more, right?
That's in your home.
Yeah, that was in my home. It was upstairs, like I said, what I assumed to be the second or most haunted room in the house.
Was that the only time it happened, or did it happen like multiple times to you?
To me, only the once. Like, imagine it happened to my brother a few times.
Jeez.
Can I ask how you're calculating what rooms are the more haunted than the others?
Feel-based, actually. I just trying to open myself to the energy there, and there's a couple rooms in my house that I just don't like being in.
So when you say open yourself to the energy, do you walk into a room and just like spread your butt cheeks? Is that like the metric?
I mean, the ground chakra, right? I mean, you just open it up to them.
Yeah.
Perfect. But no, in all seriousness, I do kind of know what you're talking about. Like, if you have an open mind when it comes to...
Jason is very familiar with spreading his butt cheeks from things.
I need context. And that was...
I think like the closest I've ever felt to something like that is like, you know that feeling where like you feel like you're being watched?
Yeah, you can feel the gaze of something.
I feel like that's probably the closest like analogy, like to like put it in perspective to like your layman who hasn't felt.
Well, okay, so you remember when you were young and you would like have to like move from one room to the next room, and you'd have to turn the lights off in between, and you would just fucking like turn the light off and then just fucking
run,
book it.
Yeah.
That
makes sense.
That's the feeling that I'm thinking of.
Fucking hell. We should go do an episode in...
where we're just turning lights
Tim's
off and
most
running
haunted
away.
Room.
We should go visit Old Rush.
Oh, yeah, we should visit Old Rush. And like I said...
Oh, they made that like impossible.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Yeah, but if I scan my badge and it works, like...
It's meant to be.
Whoa!
Did you have another story, Tim?
Yeah, another one similar to that.
Hell,
Cool, I'm all about it.
Fuck it, let's just...
I'm jonesing right now.
Alright, so, this has happened a few times in my current living space, so I moved out for a very short time, and then when I moved back into my house, I didn't want to be, like, in my childhood, like, room, because that's just weird. So I moved into the basement and made it my, like, apartment, as of sorts. From time to time, I will get the sensation that it feels like there's something that, like, sits on my bed. And it's a very strange sensation. The first time it happened, of course, I'm sleeping. I'm, like, kind of half awake, half asleep, I guess. I guess this wakes me up out of a sleep, now that I think about it, but I'm not really sure. But I'm just laying there, and I feel the bed shift at, like, a really specific spot in the space, as if somebody had just sat right down. And of course, the first time this happens, I immediately freak the fuck out, jump and look around, and I don't see anything in my room. You kind of let it go, do your best to try to get back to sleep, and let it be. But then it happens a few more times, and the first 2 or 3 times I obviously freak out each time it happens, because it's a really strange sensation to be by yourself in a basement, and then your bed just shifts like somebody's sitting on it. Very creepy. But eventually I was realizing that it was happening enough that I decided to just not freak out when it happens and just see what it does. So it would come by, it sits, and I just kind of lay there pretending to sleep, trying to see what it does, and it will sit there for just a few minutes or a few seconds, who knows how long, I can't keep track, and it eventually just goes away. It's like it sits back up and gets up, stands up, like it was taking the load off, and whew, it's gone.
Wow, geez, gee willikers, that was great.
You sound so genuine and enthused.
I have tasted my own medicine, and it is bitter.
It sucks.
To be fair, I actually really enjoyed that. I was just getting
creepy.
Mike back for basically interrupting me and Jason throughout this whole episode.
That's fucking creepy. So did that only happen to you that one time as well, or?
No, like I said, it's happened
you did say
multiple
that. I'm
times.
sorry, you said multiple
and-
times. I apologize.
No, that's all right. But the weirdest is that it evolved. It changes.
It's like
So
it's
it
learning.
went from it's learning. It's weird. So it went from just a single pressure being on my bed to what feels like an animal moving across my bed. Like it'll show up at say the foot of the bed, and then it feels like cat paws walking across the bed, just up or down. And then the energy would just lift and dissipate.
Was there ever a specific time when this happened, or was it just random?
It feels random. I haven't kept good documentation of it, so I don't know if there's any sort of emotional or physical correlation.
Did you ever own a cat that passed while you were living there?
No, we haven't had any cats at this location. I've had cats in my life before that maybe could be related, but I kind of haven't. I feel like that wouldn't be, but it is possible.
I only ask because when I was living with my parents, I lived in the basement, and my basement was fairly long, so I had it sectioned off with tapestries that, put it into thirds basically. And I used to have a really old cat that passed away when I was younger, but I would always see this little gray blob out of the corner of my eye, and I would always see the tapestry move right after I saw that blob, and I always thought that it was my cat, the ghost of my cat just wandering around the basement, because that's where it spent most of its time while we were down there. So super weird.
Very.
Just making the rounds, as it were.
Have you ever what's where I'm trying
I don't know
to
why I thought you were about to go. Could you draw us a picture?
Could you draw us a hey? Could you draw us a picture? So I correct me if you said this before. I don't recall you saying anything. But did you ever see if there was any have you done any research into the place that you're staying at to see if there was any deaths or anything in that building?
No, so far as I understand, that this house was owned only by one other family, and I think they ran a daycare out of it in certain locations of the house. The house isn't too old. It's in a fairly new housing district in the area that I live in. It's possible that the ground, of course, has something spooky going on. Who knows what happens on, native grounds, but nothing ill happened at the house that I'm aware of. Just lots of different kids in and out.
Just some very spooky happenings that randomly happen.
Yeah, randomly, inconsistently, just every now and then something strange happens.
Okay. Well, fuck. That's incredible, but thank you so fucking much for coming on and sharing that with us. I mean,
Thank you so much for having me.
absolutely, we've gotten.
Oh, you're coming back on for more.
Oh yeah, I mean, we've already.
Ooh.
Oh, you'll be coming.
If we have anything to say about it.
I hope you're coming for me.
No, I don't know if you guys know. So as we've already said before, that This is attempt number 2 at the listener episode. And last time we talked to Tim, he had some info about some astral projection, and we're not going to get into that now.
No.
But
We want to.
we do. We want to down the line. We want to have him back on, and we want to talk about some astral projection, some like real life experiences, what to do, almost like a how-to manual. Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
I would be very okay with that.
He sent us some fun things that we can look into
Yes.
as well. So
He sent us some literature, and from what I've seen so far, it all looks fan-fucking-tastic.
Good stuff.
Yo, absolutely.
good soup.
Well, Tim, in lieu of you having to work early, we understand that you're probably not partaking in our normal listener toast. If you could give us a toast for everyone else who is listening and might be drinking along with us, what might you say to them?
Just popped into my head. Remember that we all are brothers. Cheers.
Works for me.
Cheers,
Cheers,
everybody.
boys. When
Clink,
you hear
clink.
the clink, drink.
So,
Wow.
yep, just keep going, man.
What a spooky, scary story that was. Dare I say,
Spooky 2 stories.
who's the guy that made the Alfred Hitchcock has nothing on Tim's stories or any of our listeners' stories so far. Alfred Hitchcock? More like Alfred Bitchcock. Got him.
Alfred Bitchcock. That is
Well-
probably the porno parody of any of his movies.
Yeah,
Hmm.
probably. The Birds is Cloaca.
The Cox.
Cloaca. The Coming.
The Coming. I don't know.
The-
Fucking, what are we doing with our lives?
No one knows. But we do have 2 more stories for you all, and they are going to be told. Actually, we have 3 more. Now that I think about
a
it.
couple.
Yeah, because Mike has so many.
Well, Mike's got 2. But we do...
What was that tone?
No, before we get into Mike's, though, as he dies of laughter, we do have one of our patrons has shared a story with us that he wants us to narrate. It's from the user DXPhoenix. I don't think that this is going to go the way I want it to.
DXPhoenix, you the man.
Sorry, this is happening.
My bad, y'all.
But yeah, let's we're gonna narrate the story from DXPhoenix. He could not call in, unfortunately. Well, these 2 chuckle fucks just get this out of their system. So I guess without further ado, here is DXPhoenix's personal creepy story.
Hey, loved the shout out. Unfortunately, when you complimented my pants, I was not wearing any, but it was appreciated nonetheless. I heard you guys were looking for spooky stories, so I'll just dump one of mine here if y'all are interested. I work overnight shift in the lumber yard of a hardware store. Most of the night I'm driving forklift back and forth bringing hacks of lumber inside. About 5 months ago, this happened. It was around 1 a.m. and the main lights of the lumber yard had gone out and the only thing lighting the yard was coming from inside the building. That light reached the end of the pavement. Beyond that, in almost total darkness, was a small stretch of grass for water runoff and then a thick woods. I drove outside and saw a set of eye shines. This wasn't uncommon as I live in a relatively rural part of the Northeast and we get deer, coyotes, and foxes near the store pretty often. Are sometimes even able to feed them. So I think nothing of it, do my work, and head back inside. About an hour later, I head back outside. The eyes are still in the exact same place. They haven't moved, and they do not blink. They raise up. Now, deer can stand on their hind legs, but that's usually only to spar with other deer or reach food. And these eyes had to be 7 to 8 feet high off the ground. So I think, fuck, that's gotta be a bear. Being quite uninterested in becoming bear poop, I noped the fuck back inside, and about a half hour later I peek back outside and they are still there. I watch for about 5 minutes. I can just barely see a dark outline of a body, which makes me think even more that it's a bear. Then the eyes fly up and backwards, into the trees, but they do not look away. Something either did a wacky-ass ninja jump or it flew backwards into the trees and then they vanished. Needless to say, I took a week off after that happened and still get nervous being alone out back when I work. Also, I don't smoke or drink, so you can rule those out. At this point, I'm just counting the days until this crazy Wendigo Mothman murder bear eats me. Keep being awesome, guys. No.
What?
Not happening this time? Alright.
What happened?
We're just waiting, Mike.
Yeah,
for
just waiting.
The inevitable.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I don't know.
Also, DXPhoenix, you're the best.
You really are.
You
Yes.
are.
You're the best.
It's people like you that send us meaningful things that actually impact our lives and coerce us to do, podcasts like this.
It's people like you, and for $1 a day, you can help these
A starving D.L.U.T.I member.
D.L.U.T.I cult members.
At least one of us. At
Is
least.
that me?
Maybe.
You are the skinniest.
I'm hungry.
Almost always.
Yeah, I snack like a bird.
Have you seen those? Okay, so recently I saw a fucking picture of, it looked like a marketing campaign, and it said, it basically had its postage, and inside the postage there's a nickel.
Yeah.
And on the
And they're
outside
like, you
it
could
says,
feed a kid with this.
for this nickel, you could feed a kid for a day.
Give that
It's
nickel
like,
to
why
a kid then.
Why are you giving it to me?
Also, the worst part is the postage costs more than that nickel.
Right.
So
For
they
41
spent-
cents, we'll feed a child for a
For
nickel.
41 cents, we'll ship you a nickel.
right.
Like, what are you
You
doing?
can sponsor this one nickel.
America.
Please sponsor this nickel.
Oh, we're so fucked.
DXPhoenix, I will say, I have some follow-up questions I hope you answer. One being, sounds like a Mothman maybe. Can you tell me, Mothman usually foretell like death or like accidents? When that happened, were there any accidents that happened right after or maybe a week or so after?
I also
Two-
have a question.
Same.
Go ahead.
Who do you think you are?
Well, my thing is, we'll wait for that answer. Hold on. Wait a second. Okay. What color were the eyes?
I thought, didn't it say it was like yellow? Was I wrong? Did I mishear that?
I might have
He
misheard
said
it.
eye shines, but that didn't really...
Oh, I thought it was like yellow.
I thought it was just
My bad.
eye shines.
Oh, yeah.
But I want to know the color because that, depending on what lore you're looking at, that might give us a clue as to what we might be dealing with here.
I also have to say, you pretty much poked at our heartstrings on this story because we are
Cryptids.
all extremely obsessed with cryptids. Like, we don't cover cryptids enough, but there's a reason for that.
Also, do you still work there?
If not, good for you.
If not, go
If
back.
so, why?
If not, camera.
Yeah, give
Yeah.
us a video.
Just make sure it's real low quality and like real grainy and shitty so no
Yeah.
one knows what the fuck they're looking
Well,
at.
Make
there's-
sure when you see it, you immediately turn the camera away from it so that we can't see it
Well,
anymore.
speaking of like low quality and like grimy, you know how there's like flat earthers?
Yes.
There's flat footers now,
well,
which believe that whenever you take a picture of Bigfoot, he immediately just turns it to a 2-dimensional flat object that you cannot pick up
Flat
on the
Stanley.
camera. Essentially, yeah, he becomes a flat Stanley.
Why am I thinking Mr. Bill?
Hello.
He's not 2D.
Oh no!
I mean, he becomes 2D
That's
after
true.
like every episode, but
did he mention in that oh fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I just
wow,
read
my,
this to
my
you.
brain just died. I know, but shut up. My brain died. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyway, DXPhoenix, thank you. That's a super creepy story.
Please, guys, keep this shit coming. Like we have people sending us like stories, not personal stories, but creepy stories
Yeah.
every once in a while via, Google Voice on, through text message, on Patreon, just pretty much everywhere, and we love it. We might not respond to you immediately, but we promise every time that we read one of these,
Yes.
we get little boners and we parade them around. Take pictures.
We
It's-
go to the
it's-
Macy's parade.
It's a whole thing.
Now my dick's afloat.
Now you know where I get my slap peens and beans because we just be slapping our peens together because we're so excited.
I also,
Yeah.
since you brought that up, I do want to say if we don't respond in time, it's not because we're ignoring you, but also because sometimes messages are hidden because Instagram is stupid.
I have been checking thoroughly
I have to be
and
safe.
consistently, yeah.
But it could still happen. Sometimes things fall through the cracks, and I just want to
Yes.
put that into the ether.
We have a lot of people asking us to wear their clothing for their brand. And I know they're just bots, but like,
Oh yeah. Oh, if you look at literally every single one of our posts on Instagram, you just get promote here,
promoted on this. Like, fuck you, idiot.
Yeah, at first I was like, oh, cool. People are like, they're seeing us. And now that we've been doing this for a while, I'm like, yeah,
That's a bot.
You aren't real.
Hey, well, speaking of not real, Mike, you have some stories for us, right?
Wow, that hurts. That's just mean.
Mike and birds are not real.
That
is
true.
true.
I do have some stories. I know you've been putting creepy music behind theirs, but for mine, you know what? We're just going classic campfires, spooky stories.
You
So
want some
I just want-
cracklies?
put it up right now. Just boop. You get right there.
Okay.
Listen to that crackle. Listen to that fire.
Thank you for the audio cue.
Yeah. Do you guys have marshmallows in hand? Well, good. Put them in your hand. Put them in the fire.
Do you have the audio of like a fat child breathing heavy?
I can make one
That we
real
can
quick.
put
Hold on.
behind-
Everyone except for Doug, shut up.
Everyone except for Doug.
I don't get it.
That's fine. Our listeners will.
That's good. Yeah, I got a couple stories. I got two I could tell, three if we want a third, but we're getting pretty long.
We'll see
on
how
time.
generous we are tonight.
Yeah, so
So we've
you want me to just go? I mean, you can keep your mics. I don't give a fuck. You can interrupt me. I don't give a dang.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's interrupt the
let's
shit
just,
out of
yeah.
them.
Go ahead, Mike.
All right. Well,
We've been wanting
hang
to
on,
do it all
let me
night.
stoke the fire real quick. All right. Welcome to the Midnight Society.
Yes.
Remember that from? Are you afraid of the dark?
Are you?
All right, real quick. I have to bring this up. I have been there. There's a YouTube channel right now. It's just a guy who uploads Saturday morning, Saturday night,
yeah.
and just any morning cartoons onto
Nice.
YouTube.
That's fun.
And I've been watching them while I go to sleep because they're just fucking. It's just like nostalgic, right?
What's the channel name? Do you remember?
Oh, I can find it real quick.
All right.
Actually,
Ready? Here's my story.
Say some things.
Fade
yeah.
in. Exterior black.
I knew that.
Sunrise over the New York coast. It's not a coastal city, so I don't know why I said coast.
Well, it's, Manhattan's there.
That's true.
There is technically a coast.
Manhattan isn't in New York.
Rinse,
no, it is.
repeat.
I'm dumb. Rinse, repeat.
That's the
Thank you
channel
for,
name.
Thank you. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's fun.
And
Oh,
they're
5
like,
hours.
They're like
Jesus
5
Christ.
hours. Yeah. So
Shout out to
fuck.
Rinse, repeat. Anyway, here we go. Ready?
Let's get into Mike's.
This first one
creepiness.
is called Ghost Cop.
You have names for
Yes.
these stories. Oh, cool.
This is
I
called
feel like I've
Ghost
seen
Cop.
this movie before.
So here we go. So back when I worked at the movie theater, coincidentally with Tim, there was a cleanup guy, a night guy. I will just call him Mike because his name was Mike. Just like
I'll call him Mike because he is Mike.
because that
he
is
was
his
me.
God-given Christian name. So he was the night custodian. He would come in after everyone except like the manager and one employee stayed back to clean everything. He would clean detail clean everything. So he came in. It was just me. The manager was in their back office, and he started cleaning everything. And I started cleaning up the concession stand. So as I'm cleaning the concession stand, he's in the theaters deep cleaning everything. I hear a knock at the door because we lock all our doors up. And I see a cop there. And I walk up to it thinking, oh, maybe he... Yeah, well, it's a cop, so I'm not about to not open the door. I don't want to get shot. I'm going to do...
I just like that you didn't gender it.
What?
You said him, but you're like, I opened the door to it.
Oh, well, it's a spooky specter. Who knows? Oh, spoiler alert. Anyway, so I open the door for it, and he comes up to me. I'm like, hey, we're closed. Like, I'm sorry. What can I help you with anything? And he's like, oh, I'm just in the area. Can I use your bathroom? And I'm like, yeah, sure, that's fine. So I show him where the bathroom is, and I go back to the concession stand, and I start cleaning. And admittedly, I did go to the back a bit, but I relocked the door behind him, so obviously more people can't come in. And it's been a good, 10, 15 minutes, and I'm just sitting there, cleaning, and I'm like, all right, well, I haven't seen or heard anything from this cop yet. I wonder if he's okay. So thank you, Doug. He just wrote me a note that says stop. So I will shut up.
No, please keep going.
Oh, another one that says talking. Anyway, thanks for the support, Doug.
Anytime.
So I'm like, all right, it's been like 10, 15 minutes. Like, this cop should be out of the bathroom by now. So I go in the bathroom, and I don't see anyone in there. I'm checking the stalls. They're all open, and he's just not there. So I go to check the doors, and the doors are still locked. So I go to the night cleanup guy, and I'm like, hey, did you let that cop out? And he's like, what cop? What are you talking about? And I'm like, I let a cop in to use the bathroom. I didn't see him come out. And he's like, no, I haven't seen anyone at all. I haven't let anybody out. Did you leave the door unlocked? And he just walked out on his own. No, I locked the door. And so, thought that was fucking weird. So I tell my manager the next day, and they're like, all right, well, let's check out the recordings, the footage. And we look at the footage, and you see me go and unlock the door, talk to cop, show cop bathroom, and cop never comes out. And they fast forwarded it, and it's just hours upon hours, and you
Just
never nothing. You never see the cop leave. And it again, admittedly,
This was at the theater on Randall.
no, that's Randall.
Oh, that's
15.
You said Kendall.
You
That's right.
Claude. Don't get them mixed. But yeah, so that's Ghost Cop. This
Gang war territory.
this spooky specter that is walking the thin blue line between life and death.
God damn it.
Should I say like blue, like afterlives matter?
Oh, buddy.
And the floodgates have opened.
Oh no, fuck the police, man. But man, I just had so many, like when I first
That's
thought of this,
fucked up.
I had so many good jokes.
I can tell.
So many good jokes
I
ready
can
to
tell. But that's
go.
jokes aside.
Just cease and desist.
God.
6 feet apart or
I'm not
6
gonna-
feet under.
Oh,
I'm not going to tell you that this might be detracting from the creepiness. I'm just going to let you figure that out on your own.
oh, I know, but
I think the listeners need a dose of funny
fair.
spooks.
yeah,
After what we just fucking
yeah,
heard.
right. But yeah, that's Ghost Cop. Like we saw, I helped him in, and he never came out again. And that theater is apparently haunted by a construction worker named Milo who had a heart attack allegedly, while building Kennel 10. And there are other hauntings that go on there too. Another one I had was when I was cleaning up there one night, again closing concession stand, a trash can just fell over, like it was like pushed over, and it just rolled across the.
What's so funny, Mike?
Don't give me another post-it note that just says I don't care. He's being real mean today.
Mike's just holding on to a plethora of my post-it notes.
So
I
know
actually
we're
have some queued up already too.
we are interrupting the spooky story to let you know that Mike is holding about 4 pounds of post-it notes that Doug has been
That are
writing
just
for
all
him.
just mean things, derogatory terms and all from Doug.
encouragement. Or
Negative
something.
encouragement.
Damn.
The more negative I am, the better you do it. Just
Yeah, but like a trash can like got knocked over, and it's not one of those like, it's not a regular trash can. Like it's in like a thing that holds it up so people can't just come by and knock it over. Like it's in like this
Like
granite.
bolted to the ground.
Yeah, it's bolted to the ground. It's like a granite thing that you have to like use a key to unlock, and then you can pull the trash can out. And this thing just
Who are they trying to keep out of there?
vandals. I don't fucking know.
Like the band?
So yeah, I mean, let's to put it in people over there suck. To put it in perspective, one of the ladies that worked there, I'll leave her name out because I don't know if she even wants me to say her name, but she went to the girls' bathroom and some girl smeared blood and women's hygiene products all over. And so there's shitty people out there that would just defile a trash can as well, like they defiled the restroom.
It's okay. I in high school we had an announcement one day that
Is
was
the fire
like,
still going?
"Hey,
Yeah, it is. Okay.
can you not like?" Basically, it was like, "Yeah, we need to make sure that like nobody's smearing shit on the fucking windows or the mirrors of the bathrooms."
Oh, they smeared
And that was
blood
a
all
thing
over 'em. It's fucking
in high
gross.
school.
Yeah, it's
that
fucking.
they announced.
People are gross. Kids
Well,
are gross.
Everybody assumes that like the men's bathrooms are the most gross things ever.
No, women's bathrooms are worse.
That's what I've heard.
I've cleaned my fair share. They're fucking
Just-
awful. And
don't-
actually, I shouldn't
just
say that because I think
depraved.
it was illegal for me to do that. I'm
This is
pretty
when
sure
you,
at the
this is
time.
when you were a girl.
Yeah, that's right. When I was 16, I looked like a young lesbian woman.
You say
I was
it looks
cute
like.
though. Yeah, dude, I did. Like, look at old pictures of me. If any of you find my Facebook, I think it's public. You can just go back and find a picture of 14-year-old me.
Now he just
We'll
looks
just
like
post one.
a lesbian with a beard.
Yeah,
so.
it's pretty great. I look like Ellen DeGeneres. But yeah, but without being friends with war criminals like fucking George Bush. Anyway,
Fair enough.
Like you haven't had enough fucking adrenochrome.
yeah, exactly. Oh, and she's like super shitty to her production people. So
Oh,
fuck you, Ellen.
She's actually the worst.
Yeah, fuck you, Alan.
I already know what we're going to talk about on tonight's bonus episode. So
I
stick
have-
around, everybody.
I have another
Gun
like
names.
recent story, which I think is probably
yeah,
better.
yes. Please share that. This has to do with the recent trip you were on.
Yep.
The
So
voluntary kidnapping.
yeah. I allowed Orthon to take me. So I was on my honeymoon recently, as you all know.
Mm-hmm.
We went up to Stowe, Vermont, which is absolutely beautiful. Highly recommend it. 10 out of 10.
It's Stove.
Stowe, Stowe.
Stove is better.
Stowe,
but it's fine.
Vermont. Absolutely beautiful. It's what you think of when you think of like,
Sleepy
like-
Fall Town.
yeah. When you think of like a small town where people go to like ski and shit, like there's a bunch of mountains, trees. It's gorgeous. But there is a bridge up there called Emily's Bridge, and there's two stories. The most known, for fuck's sake, what is this now? It says that's so interesting. Doug passed me another note that says that's so interesting, but I feel like there's a terse tone behind it, and I don't really like.
No. Keep going.
I feel like there's sarcasm here.
See, you
I'm
said
very
terse tone,
annoyed.
but I heard toast turn.
Toast turn. Anyway, Emily's Bridge. The legend behind Emily's Bridge says that a woman named Emily killed herself on the bridge because her betrothed never came back to her. Like, he ran away and abandoned her, essentially. So she killed herself at the bridge. It is said that her spirit haunts the bridge, and she will scratch men who go across the bridge.
Oh shit! Yeah. I forgot about this.
There's another one. That story I believe is from like the 40s. There's one that takes place in the 70s where it's just the other one is like, oh yeah, a bunch of kids got into the occult and they just made up this story. So I like the other one from like the 40s better. But so I went across this bridge with Lori, and while we went across the bridge, I decided, it's a good idea, taunting spirits.
As you do.
Yes, so I went on the bridge and I was like, hey, Emily, scratch me. I want to see what you can do. Fucking scratch me if you're here. Do it. Come on. I'm telling you, do it.
Do it, bitch. Go.
Yeah, I was kind of rude. I feel bad, and I apologized thoroughly after.
So
Have you
you
played- have you
Zach
played
Baggins this.
I Zach Baggins the fuck out of
Okay.
it. But I actually...
That's a great... yeah.
Yeah, I Zach Baggins the shit out of it. Although this was real and not a fucking hack. So, got him.
That's the difference.
We love you, Zach Baggins.
Yeah, I
Please
love
come
you,
on our
Zach
show.
Baggins, to come on the show. Prove me wrong. But so we went back to the hotel room after that, and I went to take off my shirt because we were getting into bed. And oh boy, another post-it note. Let's see what this one says. It says, "Show me your balls." Oh, balls.
The pen doesn't write very well.
Well, I will after.
Okay.
Okay.
you.
Just it's a comfort thing.
Yeah, it's like a emotional support.
Well, no, it's like
ball showing.
It's like the totems from Inception. It's how we know we're not,
in a dream.
Exactly.
Are you real?
Show me your testicles.
Show me
your balls so I know.
I put a mark on your balls. So
Do
I
that
know.
thing with your balls that only I know you can do. There we go.
I just made him do the an Irish jig.
You're gonna fucking herniate.
Yeah. Anyway,
I don't wanna deal
so
with
went
that.
back to the hotel room, and I went to take off my shirt because we're getting ready for bed. And I sent the picture
Yep.
to you guys in the Discord.
Yep.
We
Yep.
can post it when this comes out, if I guess.
Yeah.
But I had this bruise on my lower back that was in the shape of 3 scratch marks. I still have it. It's still on me.
Fuck it. Let's see it.
Well, right now?
Yeah, right now.
I mean, it's faded away pretty
That's
good.
okay. Let's see it.
Is it still there? It should be around this area, yeah?
I see. Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. It's faded as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was like a week and a half ago, so the fact that it's still on me is weird. And I will say, since we got back, my cats have been just staring up the stairwell, and for no reason. There's nothing
I
up
saw
there.
your Snapchat
Yeah.
about that, actually.
Yeah, and Luna, one of my cats, I love her. She was actually sleeping, and I was downstairs last night watching TV, and she was sleeping, and she just shot awake and just looked right up the stairs and did that thing cats do when they're like curious, where they're like rubberneck, and they do like this thing. They're just like,
They're all yeah.
and she got into that like defense mode that cats do, and she got a little puffy because like cats will like puff their tails and everything to look bigger. She got a little puffy, and I'm like, no, this, I didn't see that. Like, so I do believe something might be attached to me, and even as we're recording this now, I saw like we were talking to one of our the listeners. I think it was when Lissa was doing her story.
Yeah, it was.
And I just saw this like black like shadow like fog just like fall from the ceiling to the floor. To my left or to my right, and these two didn't fucking see anything.
I live here. I didn't.
I might be haunted.
You might have something attached to you.
Maybe. And I apologized thoroughly to Emily. Like right after, like I crossed the bridge, and I was like, "Hey, I'm an asshole. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it." I was like, "Hey, I'm an asshole. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it." And hopefully that helps. I was like, I'm sorry. Please. Stay safe. You got this, girl. Be you.
You're dead. It's fine.
Girl boss ghost.
Oh my god.
So yeah, those are two of my scary stories. I guess I have.
Let's save that one for the next time we do this.
Yeah, I have one more, but
yeah, don't blow your load in one spot.
Wait, do I have one more?
No,
I think that was it.
Well, now you owe us another one.
Shit.
We do. Maybe bonus. Who knows?
I went to a haunted house. Well, it was a house in Oswego that's supposedly haunted. It's on Johnson Road, I think.
So it's just okay.
It's happening.
It's just happening. Cool.
No, this isn't that scary story. This is just some other side thing.
No, you do have a third one. It's the lights.
Oh yeah.
But save that.
Yeah, I will.
Let's save that one.
I just want to talk about this haunted house real quick, quote unquote. I didn't see a ghost or anything. It's not haunted.
Did you see animatronics?
But here's the thing.
Scary?
We went in there. No, we went in there, and I think it was like a hobo den or something. Because we went in there, a bunch of like cassettes and like books just littered around the floor.
Did they have carpet ceilings?
No, popcorn ceilings. But there was like beds on the floor and everything too. And then it looked like they set up like booby traps. Cause like,
so you saw the Collector fucking movie set.
Kind of,
because like the Home Alone house.
I might have been, because there was when you go up the stairs, there was like a fishing line that I didn't see, and I hit it. Not with a paint can, but when I hit it, and a baby doll came flying at me and hit me in the chest.
What the fuck?
And there was another one there. I think it was like it was not set up, thank God, but it was like a fucking like knife in like a 2x4. Like they're setting it up. I've seen it in a movie, I think.
Where?
Too.
Why?
Yeah, the Collector.
Is that in the Collector?
I'm pretty. It
looks like they're trying to set up a death trap, because it looks like something that's supposed to swing down and stab a guy, but it was just laying on the floor.
Literally, the Collector is just Home Alone if fucking Kevin McAllister was like the Antichrist, or I don't know, fucking Gollum.
Oh,
just trying to kill everybody. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's a
I need to
gore
watch
fest.
that movie.
Ooh, prepare yourself.
Yes,
sausage.
no, I know.
It's fucked.
Are we?
Yes.
Is that our listener episode?
Yeah,
is that
our
our
listener episode?
Yeah,
we can't.
We did it, y'all.
We can't share everything that we want, even though we have so much more. But we're fucking hour and a half in right now. Like, we have to do this again, right?
Yeah, I mean,
every Halloween.
All of you people that are listening now that maybe were afraid or didn't want to reach out next time if you really want to. Like,
we're gonna make this an every Halloween thing. I like this.
And honestly, if we get enough stories, this might be like a multi.
We can do a halfway to Halloween.
Yeah,
yeah.
We can do a countdown, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like, we love hearing these creepy stories from you guys, because all we do every week is delve into these fucking creepy ass websites, these weird stories. We try to like uncover some truth about them, but hearing from you guys directly is like
pretty great.
That has made my hair stand up way more than most of the shit that we've talked about, aside from like EA video games.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one fucked me up.
Yeah, that one's
that one fucked me up a lot.
Kepler E fucked me up a little bit.
Yeah,
too.
I didn't like Kepler. That made me uncomfortable. The videos on that one, I think, maybe the most uncomfortable of them all.
Did you guys see the fucking YouTube channel I sent you guys?
I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's only got like 4 or 5 videos on it or something. Right?
No, it has way more
it's
than
got like
that. It was,
30.
really?
It was like
Yeah.
00390.
Oh, I was not paying
Yeah.
attention, I guess.
That shit's fucked up. That might be an episode for us later.
Yeah.
But
I would like to give a shout out again to all of our patrons.
Yes.
especially Janine.
Especially Journey.
Especially my mom, I will say. Love you, Mom.
With a J.
All of you, you are the reasons we are able to do this, and we thank you very much. I mean, there's so many of you already, and there's going to be more to come.
We didn't expect any of this. You guys are blowing our expectations out of the water.
Yeah, again, thank you so much, all of you.
For real.
You're wonderful. Thank you to everyone that sent us a story. I hope this comes out a little after Halloween, so I hope you all had a wonderful Halloween.
It was supposed to be out right around Halloween.
Yes, and even though we are in recording only a few short days away from Halloween, we will be making it Halloween for you guys year round. So.
Hey, when this comes out, congratulations. It's Halloween 2. The Halloween.
Electric Halloween-aloo.
Yeah.
Electric Weenaloo.
Weenaloo.
Happy anal ween.
Yeah, happy anal ween, everybody.
I would also like to shout out to my two boys here who took over social stuff when I was gone. I would also like to say I'm a bit salty because whatever Jason's been doing has been getting a lot more attention than everything I've been doing. Kind of pisses me off, but at the same time, you know what? For a man that doesn't use Twitter, you got to grasp on it, apparently.
I literally didn't know what to do, so I just started posting shit.
And it works.
Here's my thought process. Here we go.
I think in the 2 weeks that Jason has taken over the socials, it's gotten more traction than everything I've done in the past 9 months.
Hey, I've given you a backlog of tools that you can use that I've been using.
Here's the thing. I'm lazy. I'm not going to use them. I'm just going to go back to my old ways.
But they're all right there.
Yeah.
It's all copy-paste.
Yeah.
He goes, I love what you're doing, but I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, no,
Sorry,
at this point,
everybody.
it's a principle thing.
I tried.
Well, if it helps, I think Jason's going to help a little with socials.
Yeah.
You might see him post
When I get
a little
some
bit.
downtime,
we may all take that on
Yeah,
now.
fuck it. It makes
especially
sense.
for Twitter.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Whenever I get some downtime, you guys are going to be seeing some very weird internet facts that I'm finding, or like some weird ass websites that I stumble across. Because in my free time, I just look up the weirdest bullshit on the internet possible. Yeah, that's the only reason I found that is because I typed in random words into Google.
Horse orifice.
And that was like the 19th fucking hit result. So,
Oh my god. I would also like to shout out to our Linktree, linktree.com.
good job, Linktree.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Linktree.
You did it. You did well.
Linktree.com/D.L.U.T.I pod. You can find everything there. We have our merch. Our merch is on our Linktree. You can find our merch link in our descriptions as well. So click that more details button or whatever right there, and you'll see our merch. Buy yourself a nice fancy shirt or sweater. It is sweater weather.
You've been good.
And we have masks on there. Mask up, people.
Yes.
I'm about to buy one of the masks myself
Same,
to see how it is. And I would like to shout out, obviously, our YouTube page, which is Don't Look Under the Internet. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, literally everywhere.
Just put in Google D.L.U.T.I pod.
Put in Google.
D.L.U.T.I, or
Yeah.
don't look at it like
If
whatever.
you Google D.L.U.T.I pod or Don't Look Under the Internet, you'll find us.
Or even Polybius.
Yeah, we pop up for
Yeah.
Polybius now.
Yeah.
We're on Buy Me a Coffee, which at this point, you know us. It's going to be Buy
It's
Me
beer.
Alcohol.
Yep.
And again, thank you very much, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful Halloween. I hope you find a tooth in your Snickers bar instead of a razor blade.
Yes. Don't follow the Sam route, the trick or treat route. Don't
Yeah, also,
put razors in there.
Don't sleep on the YouTube. We put our shifting sands onto it finally.
Yes. So here's the thing with the shifting sands as well. I think we mentioned it before. I'm going to mention it again. Shifting sands is its own separate channel. So if you're looking up,
It's my brainchild.
Yeah, if you're looking up Don't Look Under the Internet on like Spotify, for example, you're not going to find the Shifting Sands episode on our Spotify. You have to go search
our link
Shifting
tree.
Sands. Go to our link tree. We have this link right there. Shifting Sands is also currently being uploaded on a lot more places as well.
Yes,
it's not on everything, but it's
it just
getting
got
there.
accepted. It's
Yeah.
same process with like fucking D.L.U.T.I. Like
Yeah,
it took
so-
a minute, but
Shifting Sands is its own channel.
I do
Look
want
it up.
I do want to say this. We are trying to make more content for that as soon as possible, but coordinating between myself and fucking 4 other people is difficult. So the next time we're recording is November 21st. Expect the episode out soon after that, as soon as I kind of like get around to editing it, because that is heavily intensive when it comes to editing. But I want to make sure that whatever you guys are hearing on that front is just fucking supreme quality. I want you guys to be entertained. I have this whole story. I cannot wait to share this whole narrative with you guys, and I cannot wait for Doug, Mike, Nate, Naomi to kind of run through all of this because oh my god, I'm so excited. They've done my homebrews before, and they liked them. But this one I've taken to kind of a new level with the whole thing, so it's gonna be fucking fantastic. Stick around for it.
I'm super excited for it.
It'll be good. But
I also want everyone to go to our Google phone number, leave us a voicemail. We will play it on the show. Shoot us a text message. We'll respond to you. Our Google voice number is 630-909-9366. That is 630-909-9366. One more time for the men in the back. That is
557-712
48
Six-
14 16 Hail
Zero.
Satan.
72.
909.
Eat a bun.
20.
Shut up.
93.
Nope.
Cracker
Six,
Jacks.
No.
Jacob.
Who's Jacob?
I don't know, man. But you know what we
Wait,
did-
who's George?
You know what we didn't do?
What?
Can we
posted-
start calling Jason George?
No, please
George.
don't.
I understand why he doesn't like that.
Because it's his middle name.
God, everyone fucking... Do you know what we didn't do? We've toasted every other storyteller on this episode. We didn't toast Mike.
That's okay.
Mike's back.
To George.
We've missed him. God. All right. Fuck you both.
Yeah, I guess this is one last
One last toast.
one last toast, clink and drink to send us off.
One last
Um,
toast until the long night.
Yes, and people, just to let you know, we're probably doing the Lake City Quiet Pills next, so
Oh, yeah.
you can rest easy now.
Hold your horses.
Yeah, you can
Stop-
rest easy now. It's
yeah.
happening.
Yes, stop sending us the suggestion. We get it.
Before we agree to that,
Clink and drink.
This is the end. This is where we are signing off. So Lake City Quiet Pills will be the next thing that you fucking hear.
maybe.
Hopefully.
More than likely. It's like 80-20.
Yeah, it's real fucking.
It's like the
certain,
good beef.
But here's this toast is to all of our listeners. God damn it! Every time.
It took me a little too long to understand the good beef.
This toast is to all of our listeners, all those who called in. So thank you so fucking much to Barb. Thank you so much to Lissa. Thank you so much to Tim.
Thank you,
so much
DXPhoenix.
DXPhoenix, and thank you so much Mike for your fantastic stories.
A
Everybody.
little less Mike though, but
Way
still
less,
thank
way
you.
less.
Yeah, I would put all of you on the top of that scale and not.
But either way, this toast is for all of you. So partake or not, when you hear the clink,
Take a drink.
fucking drink.